Hi, my name is Yasmin, and in today's video I'm going to talk a little bit about reading because I recently took up reading, like, just for fun for myself. Since I've read all these books since July. So the first book, just going right into it, I read was The Devil's Highway. This is the story about, I'll just read it to you. In May 2001, a group of men attempted to cross the Mexican border into the desert of southern Arizona through the deadliest region of the continent, the Devil's Highway. I believe that there were 26 that were in this group that was crossing, and 12 made it alive, I believe. A true story. It gives you the history of, like, border crossing, specifically at the Devil's Highway. It gives you backstory about the men and why they were crossing, their names, what they carried on them, how they passed. So definitely check trigger warnings because it doesn't sugarcoat anything. Well, it just states facts. This is the facts that happen and they're not sugarcoated. So, but if this kind of like thing interests you, then I definitely recommend. I think it's really important to read about the like current things that are happening. Although this did happen in 2001, it's not the first or the last story of its kind, and it's important to be well read about those kinds of things. And I want to know about my people and read about my people. Did you hear that? There was a car. Is that a ghost? Never mind. But yes, this was really good, and this was the first book I picked up in July. And then off rip, okay, the next book, you guys aren't ready. This series, it's popular for a reason because it literally made me fall in love with reading again. And never did I think that I would be a fantasy or romantasy reader. If you read, you probably already know what series I'm talking about, but that is none other than A Court of Thorns and Roses. My God, was this series so good. It was so good, and like, it's popular for a reason. Things are popular for a reason. It deserves the hype. I believe so. So the first book I picked up, A Court of Thorns and Roses. This one was really good. I'm gonna rank them in my order and say a little bit about them. There might be spoilers. There will be spoilers. 100%. So I'm gonna go least favorite to most favorite. Least favorite, A Court of Frost and Starlight. This one, it was alright. It wasn't terrible. None of these are terrible. None of these are bad at all. But A Court of Frost and Starlight, it was like a Christmas intermission. It was giving Christmas. It was giving cozy, like a filler episode. Cool. Then A Court of Thorns and Roses. This book, though, is so good. I mean, it got me to buy all the others. It set me on the path of romantasy, and this book literally made me fall in love with reading. Like, I'm not being dramatic. It's just so good. And there's things in here that, like, there's things that happen in this book that will connect you to the next 3 books, like, that you couldn't even fathom being connected, if that makes sense. And Freya has my heart. Tamlin, though, he, like, I was straight up fooled. I was like, yes, go Tam. Like, I was all for him. I know his name is pronounced like Reese or Reesan, but I call him Rysan, or I forget which one it is. I always just call him Rise. Like, in my head when I'm reading, I read Rise. It's how I've always done it. It just makes more sense to me. But yeah, this book was everything. Then this is really hard, really hard. Like, I want to say all 3 are my top favorites. Okay. No, I genuinely, I cannot pick, because they all are my favorite for a specific reason. This book, A Court of Silver Flames, if you say you don't like Nesta, you're tripping. She is just, like, her personal growth was everything. And if you couldn't see that, then, like, you're missing something, clearly. Everything that she went through, like, of course she is the way that she is. And people were hating on Freya for locking her up in the castle or whatever. Sometimes you need some tough fucking love. And her and Cassian were super cute. And I think I have a crush on Azriel. And I saw the last, like, multiple chapters. All 3 of these made me cry. Actually, this one made me cry. And it was the first time in my adult life where I was, like, crying over a book. And it took me so off guard. It was the scene where that, like, blue fairy guy, he got his wings cut off. And I just started crying. And I was like, what the hell? Like, how is this making me feel such raw, vivid emotion right now? But he was saying, like, my wings, she took my wings, she took, like, something like that. And I was just crying, and I was like, wow. But yeah, I cried for all these 3 too. So this one is so good. So good. And then, let's see, A Court of Wings and Ruin. This book has my heart. Like, the war, if you want, like, battles and stuff, this is the book for you. But yeah, this book was everything. Okay, wait, I think this book might have to be top favorite. Top favorite. A Court of Mist and Fury. This book made me cry. It made me believe in love and fate. Like, I'm not joking. It made me believe in love and fate. And I read these books in a time. I read these in, I think, in the span of 2 months. I think 2 months, all of them. But I read this in a time that I was going through, like, a situationship breakup that just absolutely wrecked me. And then reading this just healed me. I love this book with my entire being. Yeah. It's so good. Okay, so enough of ACOTAR. I never thought I'd be in, like, a fantasy fandom, but I'm deep in that shit. I'm deep in it. And so be it. Don't save me. I am exactly where I want to be. So, yeah. These books have my heart and soul. They do. They really do. Okay, enough. After I read this series, or in between, like, A Court of Frost and Starlight and A Court of Silver Flames, I didn't want the series to end, so I read something to give me time to, like, draw it out a little, and I read Conversations with Friends. This was good, I think. I'm not too sure. Every time I have a different opinion about it. Like, it was good. Nah, I didn't really fuck with it. It was good. No, I didn't really like it. So, does that prove in itself that it's a good book, that I, like, think so much about it and have different opinions about it every time? Maybe that makes it a good book. But it was, yeah, it was good. Wait, what's the main character's name again? Francis. Sometimes, like, Francis was so mean to the guy, Nick. I'm like, if I knew them in real life, I'd be like, Nick, girl, or Nick, bro. Like, stand the fuck up for yourself. Okay? Yes, you are having an affair, but you are a grown-ass man. Like, stand up for yourself, please. I think what was happening is that Nick was taking all of Francis's, all of her, like, emotional and verbal abuse. He was taking it because he was the one having an affair. So that will always make him the bad guy. He can never be hurt by her actions or words. He can never, yeah, because he's the one having the affair. And they both knew that there was no way around it. So all of his feelings were just out the fucking window because he was the one having an affair. Which, no, don't have an affair. But, like, he also, that doesn't mean he doesn't have feelings. And I feel like Francis took advantage of that. Which, if the man is having an affair, like, why wouldn't you take advantage of that? She wasn't having an affair. Well, she was the other girl, But there were also times where I was like, I am Francis and Francis is me. You know? Bobby, I don't really know. And then Nick's wife, I don't really know. Anyways, what's next? Then I read Ender's Game. This was really good. Never in my life did I think I would be reading sci-fi and romantasy, but I'm hooked for life. Ender's Game was so good. I kind of want to read it again. If you've seen the movie and you love the movie, you need to read the book. It's so much deeper than the movie. It's so much deeper than the movie. The brother and sister of Ender, Valentine, and I forget the older brother's name, but they have their own side quest and it's insane. I don't know if I can explain this properly. So Valentine and the crazy older brother. The crazy older brother is like, I want to literally, like, rule the world. And in this world, Ender's Game's world, if you want to do that, you need political power. So they take on these secret online identities and they start putting out their thoughts and ideas, and they start discussions, and they like people answer them and ask them questions, but they're also those people. So everything that is being said is curated by them. But say you're just scrolling on the internet looking at different political, economical discussions, you're gonna see these people having conversation, but it's actually Valentine and the crazy older brother, and they're like putting that into your mind, so you think it's 2 random people, 5-10 random people, but it's them. So if that makes any sense. And it's super interesting, and it felt a lot longer than this. And the ending, oh my, like, it also is a really good book if you have like a preteen or teenager, and you want them to learn that just because somebody is older than you or is in a position of power does not mean they have your best interest in mind, does not mean you should blindly trust them. Just because someone is your teacher in school, okay, that doesn't mean you have real authority over my life and my body autonomy. Like, if you want your child to know that, give them this book. It also talks about like aliens, or buggers they call it, but it's like aliens, and how aliens are no different than us, and in fact we might be the ones in the wrong. Just because someone comes from somewhere else, seemingly a different planet, does not mean we're any better than them in any way, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it has a lot of underlying messages, and I would want my like preteen to read this, because I believe, say a teacher, like, yes, respect your teachers, they're giving you knowledge, but teachers, people in like authority over you, unless they're your parents or something, they really don't, I don't know how to say, like, they're just other people. Like, they're not your parents, they're not your closest loved one. You don't need to listen to them, you know. Like, of course listen to your teachers, but you don't need to really. Like, who are they really? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, then let's see. One Dark Window. This was good. It was alright. It was good. This is about... what is this about? Oh yeah, this girl gets like a month's nightmares. This girl, okay. In this world, a fog goes over the land, and if you go in it or something, you get like the sickness. And if you survive said sickness, then, like, if it doesn't kill you, then you come out with the magic. But in this world, no magic ever comes without a cost, and they call that degeneration. So the more you use your magic, the more you degenerate. And for some people, they mentally go insane, they lose it, they're not there anymore. Some people physically go insane, or physically degenerate, so they like physically die. Other people, mentally, they're not there. Other people, the more they use their power, the more their power takes control over them. the more they use their power, the more their power goes away. Like, it's all different for each person. But this girl, she ends up with, like, the nightmare. Like, a nightmare. But nightmares is a physical being that lives in her brain. So there's, like, two people. There's her, and then there's the nightmare in her brain. And he communicates to her and talks to her, and slowly they become one. So this was really good. Oh, it also ends on a cliffhanger, and I haven't gotten the second book, Two Twisted Crowns. I haven't gotten that one. I don't know if I will. But it was good. Like, if you like castles and gloomy days and rain and mysterious boys and magic and running through the halls of an abandoned castle with the crimson red dress, then you'll like this book. Like, the vibes were there. They were. Okay, and then, oh wait, another book I'm about, like, where am I? This way. This much. So, like, halfway. Becoming the One. This is about how childhood trauma can dictate who and how you date and how you show up in a relationship. This book is about you, like me. When I read it, it's about me and how I show up in relationships and how I can work on myself, for myself, not working on myself and working on and going through my traumas and inner child work, not working on it in order to be a better partner for someone else. That will happen naturally, but that's not the main goal. The main goal is working on things internally to come home to yourself. Radical self-love. This is what that book talks about. And healing yourself with compassion and kindness. And it goes about it in a very holistic way. Okay, so like healing the abandonment wound, mother and father energy, forgiveness and acceptance, trust your body, set boundaries, creating a conscious relationship, understanding projections. Like, those are some of the chapters and things she talks about in this book. It's really good. If you like, this helped me realize how much that I was not showing up as my authentic self and as good as I could be for myself and in return in relationships. And also another big takeaway I got from this book is this is so cliche, like, you say and you know it, but the energy you put out is the energy you will get back. Now, what I'm reading right now, so I'm reading this for a spooky season, but it's Coyote Songs, and I'll read the back of it for you. So, it's a collection of short stories. A boy watches his father. Oh, trigger warning. Everything. So, a boy watches as his father is gunned down before his eyes. A young mother finds herself in the grip of an ancient and dark spirit's power. A man carts children to the border and tries to better their chances at asylum. A wizened, figure dissolves corpses in lye for a dangerous criminal organization. A woman emerges from a suffocating truck bed to find she is one of the few survivors. Ghosts and old gods guide the hands of these individuals, spirits opened by grief who must struggle to save themselves, and the soul of the American Southwest. United by plague and tragedy, these stories intertwine to paint a timely, compelling, pulpy portrait of revenge, family, and hope. So this book is creepy. Some stories are like creepy, like spooky, paranormal, or like twisted and gross, and other stories are more like morally dubious, morally fucked up. Like for example, a man carts children to the border and tries to better their chances at asylum. Is a story of a man who takes children across the border, and he basically beats them up sends them on their way, and they're like, go find Border Patrol. They're out there looking for you. You need to tell them that it's dangerous where you're from. So by the time that the kids find like agents, they'll have bruises and cuts and stuff and scars. So it's a believable story, and then they can seek asylum. They'll believe the story because they can see it physically. So it's like morally suspicious, morally I guess he's doing it for them, I guess, kind of thing. And then another story is like really like gross, like disturbing. So this lady is pregnant, and then her baby like crawls out of her at night. I'll just leave it at that. But it's perfect for a spooky season. Gabino Iglesia. So, coyote songs. And then the cover is super cute, and yeah, I'm just reading it for spooky season, and it's really good. And this is my bookmark. It's giving like tarot card, but I made this bookmark for this book, and it goes like hand in hand because of the little quote I have on the back. But it says, I will not have you without the darkness that hides within you. I will not let you have me without the madness that makes me. If our demons cannot dance, neither can we. By Nikita Gill. That's not a quote from this book, but it gives like that vibe. Like that's very much something that would be in this book. I just found the quote at that exact time of reading it, and I was like, that actually goes perfect for the two main characters, or for the main character and her love interest. They like both have demons, and they both go through it, really. And I think that it's more than literal demons, of course. Like, if I cannot have you without your traumas, your baggage, then I don't want you at all. And if you don't want me without my traumas and baggage and all that shadow nastiness that comes with each and every human being, then you don't really want me, I think also, fuck it, I'm gonna talk about my situationship, or one of them. But I realized that, and he's right for it, like, you don't have to want my baggage or shadow sides or dark sides or unhealed, all trauma, anxiety, OCD, all of that. You don't have to want that at all. So those are the books I have read since I think it was like July, and then it's about end of October, and I love reading. I hope to be more well read, and I need another series like this kind of series, because I think I prefer series more than just like a standalone book. Unless it's super long or super big book, I don't like books with like 300, 200 pages. They aren't my favorite. I want like a 500-600 page book, you know? But yeah, anyways, thank you for listening to me ramble about books, and I hope to keep reading. And maybe I'll do like once a month what books I read that month, you know? Okay, bye.